let that sink in for a minute. What's going on? This is Shango Ray, aka Real Deal Ray. Why your quantum healing equals your money getting right. Okay. I thought I'd make a very quick video because I've been getting still, even though right now we're on the edge, we're right on the edge of the 2020 Vision Quantum Healing Ritual. A very, very important ritual for those who really want to get down to the bottom of the nitty gritty as to what it is that you actually really need. Or another way you could say it is, what is it that I really, really need to let go of? You know, past my intellectual understanding, past all that. What does my heart say? What is my soul saying? You know, that's what this ritual is all about. I've been getting still a lot of emails about the upcoming Rapid Cash Infusion Ritual Part 4, which is going down October 1st. And I get it, you know, everybody loves the money rituals. A lot of people have been, you know, getting a lot of great value and benefit and results from the Rapid Cash Infusion Ritual. But sometimes you got to put first things first, you know. I admit, you know, healing and having to face your inner demons and the things that are really, really weighing you down. Oftentimes it's not sexy. It's not exciting. It doesn't have the pizzazz, okay, you know, like other types of rituals, but it is truly, 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 truly important. And I know a lot of people just don't understand that. And especially if you've been doing wealth rituals or you've been having a real big problem in that area and or maybe another area, and that whatever that area is, it seems like you can flap your wings and get a little bit of flight before the gravity of what currently resides inside you pulls you down, you know? And a lot of people view their lives in compartments, like a fishing tackle box or something, or a toolbox, you know? And from a logical perspective, they can't understand necessarily, or they don't understand, or they don't really see, or they don't connect the dots of how maybe this from way over here affects this way over there. You know, they say no man is an island. You know, you hear people say, I'm self-made, I'm a millionaire. And that, you know, is true to a degree, but it's also not true. Because unless you went out and bought millions of dollars of your own service or products, you had clients, you had customers. So we all, in one way or another, do need each other. You know what I'm saying? But as it relates to you personally, the different aspects of your being are connected, and one will definitely affect the other. Guaranteed. Sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it somewhat can make sense. Sometimes it don't make no sense at all how this is attached, you know, to something. But the reason I'm bringing this up is, like I said, I keep getting asked about when's the next one. And it's like, look, I'm trying to tell you, if you've been having problems, reoccurring cyclical problems, can't ever really seem to bust through the level of success or abundance that you maybe typically get to. Maybe maybe your life's like a playground, you know, you're like a merry-go-round, just going round and round, or you're like a teeter-totter going up and down. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. You know, it's kind of like the to-do list. Everybody puts the thing that they don't want to do the most last, when honestly, you probably want to put that first. You know, I need to take a quick break on this real quick, because even though the Rapid Cash Infusion Ritual Part 4 is going down on October 1st, and that's still kind of a little bit of a ways out, we are having a special, and I need to mention it now because in order to prepare certain things by that time, we need a little bit extra time. So what we're doing is we're offering a special Wealth Talisman, okay? And if you purchase the Wealth Talisman, you will get into the 2020 Vision Quantum Healing Ritual, and you will automatically be enrolled into the Rapid Cash Infusion Ritual Part 4. And of course, you get the Talisman, which will be consecrated and be involved in Rapid Cash Infusion Part 4. So if you want to take advantage of that, the link is there. The link is also there if you're really down to get into business, okay? And about the Wealth Talisman, the reason I'm bringing it up now, I didn't even want to bring it up now, but I can only do 4 of them. I got enough on my plate right now. I can only do 4 of them, and they're going to be custom made for you, for these 4 individuals who step up to this. So, which means I'm going to need to order certain things, depending on what you particularly need. So I need time, with express shipping for it to get here so we can create the talisman and have it ready by the time that ritual shows up, because it'll be here before you know it. But the 2020 Vision Quantum Healing Ritual is this coming Thursday, September 17th, okay? We're about 24 hours away, about maybe a little bit over 24 hours away from the cutoff to enter into this ritual now. And I'm telling you, you really want to get down with this. But I had to mention that. And but back to how quantum healing does equal your money. You'd be surprised when you start letting go, integrating some of these shadow parts that you've been fighting. Because what happens is you end up liberating, you end up freeing energy that was stored or that was used to keep things suppressed. Imagine when you're suppressing something, you're using force, you're using energy, there's tension. Have you ever noticed how tense you may be when you're laying down trying to go to sleep? And you're like, why is my body like tense? It's only some of you, it takes so long to go to sleep until finally your body starts to relax, and then you can drift off. I'm telling you right now, many of us, we experience problems with abundance based off of things that or a blueprint that was installed very, very young. And a lot of times it didn't really necessarily, it may have had something to do with money, but 100 times out of 100 times, it had something to do with you and how you view yourself, how you feel your worth or not worth. Some people might have had poor parents or something, but then they also had somebody else in their life who wasn't poor, and showed them, hey, you can do this too. So they had 2 different lifestyles, 2 sets of paradigms to contrast, and maybe even though they still had someone to put some good shit in their ear, and it assisted them. Many of us did not have that. However, I look at that as a blessing too, an infernal blessing, because that means that we get to be that for ourselves. We get to step out and be, we might have been the poor dad or poor mom, but we also now get to step up and be the rich dad or the rich mom for ourselves. And that's very important, I'm going to leave you with this also. Well, I'm not going to leave you with this, but the other thing is some people don't have certain results, or they don't have certain results in the way they feel they should at the time they feel they should. Okay. Or they do a ritual and the next day they're looking, where's my money? Or they do a ritual and they sit back like, well, do the ritual for me. Where's the money? And there's a whole lot that goes into that, because you got to integrate physical action as well into your magic. You want to help your spells and your rituals out as much as you possibly can. That's common knowledge. All right. But sometimes your soul, if you have one, will allow you or even guide you into tough and rough waters. And it may seem like someone cursed you. It may seem like someone hexed you. And maybe someone did. And it's allowed to take effect so that way you can learn a thing or two. Yeah, you didn't know that. Maybe you did. It's called spiritual tough love. You know, it's like, let's say you have a mother, right? She got a 20-year-old son, and all he wants to do is sit around and play video games. And day after day after day, she's like, son, you're going to have to get a job. You're going to have to get a job. Well, maybe she goes, talks to somebody, or she comes to the realization, look, son, if you don't have something by the end of this week, or at least show me that you're trying, really putting an honest effort, I'm going to have to ask you to leave my house. You know? And so the next day comes and the son's still playing video games, watching talk shows, watching Jerry Springer, you know, sneaking around, going outside, smoking weed, coming back, whatever. So he gets put out. And he's angry and he's resentful because maybe he has another friend and he's my age and his mom didn't put him out. It just goes to show, though, sometimes the only way to show love is to actually cause pain. The pain of getting kicked out of your house, maybe without no job or without no money. And the pain and the shock of what am I going to do? And your whole survival instincts kicking in and stuff like that. Or, you know, it's kind of like the way the eagles kick the birds out. It's like, fly, motherfucker, fly, you know? And sometimes that sharing, from an outside perspective, that might, yo, that's cruel. You put your son out and he don't have a job and he don't have, you know, any of that. But the whole essence of love, she had to love him in the first place in order to do that. If she didn't love him, she would keep feeding his codependency. So it's out of true love that pain ended up being caused or experienced. And it seems contradictory, but that's when we start getting into magical shit, the magical triangle, of how that inherent contradiction in love, you know? Sometimes a father may have to be extra tough on a son at a particular time and a place, you know, because he needs to be prepared for what lies out there. Now, of course, there's different variations of that, and you can go overboard with that, or you can whatever, but you get what I'm saying. And sometimes it's not a matter of just doing more spells, bunny hopping from spell to spell. Sometimes you got to sit your ass down and bunny hop down within yourself and start really and have the boldness and the audacity to face whatever it is that you might find. For in so doing, when you accept it, when you allow it to go, or when you integrate it, that's when you're going to release a lot of energy, and you're going to find your spells and you're going to find your rituals. You're not even going to have to be really doing too many spells and rituals because, you know, you're going to get into an abundance, momentum, and rhythm. You know, you're not going to have to keep doing spell after spell. This is just going to be your regular way of life. Okay? So just wanted to leave that with you. Think about that. Okay? Meditate on that. Chew that up. All right? It's Shango Ray, excuse me, I had to burp, but I didn't want to be all overt with shit and be like, hurrah. Anyways, get your Wealth Talisman. There's only 4. Get your Wealth Talisman now. Put your order in. Put your bid in for your Wealth Talisman now. I can only do 4, and I'm going to need to get the materials. I'm going to do a brief yet specific little quick divination for each one. If you get the Wealth Talisman, you're automatically going to be in the upcoming ritual this Thursday, the 2020 Vision Quantum Healing Ritual. And I really hope, it is my intention that you really take it serious. Please do not treat the certain aspects of yourself that are causing these circumstances in your life that you fucking hate. And I know what it's like to be in a situation like, God damn it. Like, what is it? What is it within me that's causing this? All right, God damn it. Heal, all right? And we start treating these aspects of ourselves as a means to an end because we hate the suffering that we're experiencing. But I'm telling you, with just even a shift in perspective in how you look at these things, it starts to take on a whole other life. And now, though it may be uncomfortable, though it may hurt, you're propelled to keep going forward. And as you do, you shed more and more and more. And as you shed more and more and more energy is released. Tension is released. You find a flow, an ease, in your path that maybe you didn't before. That's not to say everything is going to be necessarily easy, but it's not going to be so goddamn hard inside. 100% of the time, even if it's hard outside, what makes it really hard is what the fuck goes on here. And we become a third, we become the parking brake on our car that's on while we're trying to drive. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. All right. So claiming Wealth Talisman, like I said, you get into the 2020 quantum healing ritual. You're also going to be automatically enrolled when it's time to do the rapid cash infusion ritual cuatro, okay, which is coming October 1st. All right. So there is some time, but it's going to be here lickety split. All right. So get that link in the description, and or if you just want to sign up for the ritual, that's there too. Okay. So peace and blessings, and we'll see you on the next one.